This is going to be fun. Hello there, everybody. It's Saban92 aka Nightmare, and after a little bit of a mishap last week, unfortunately we only had about one video, but that's entirely my fault. Now, it was recommended that I try to do extra length videos for this. I make no promises, but I will try my best to shift around my schedule for this, and I need to do the same thing for Higurashi. Anyway, Reinhardt's back, and everything's gone to shit. Left behind by the other two, Kay alone stood in the wide and exquisite hall, face to face with the golden beast. Not even a semblance of the church remained. It had transformed into a majestic throne room that reminded Kay more of a lavish and ancient temple than a sanctuary to the meek Christian faith. In any case, she could tell what had happened. Vetisburg. Hi, Machina. And everybody's in their own arena, and I kind of feel bad for Sakurai, considering she's facing off against him, of all people. Also, we also got Beatrice on our side. Oh yeah, and Kasumi and a kind of, sort of, mostly dead Shiro are against Mercurius. This is going to be... oh dear God.
若いケイラは知らぬであろうが、昨日の我々は皆この城で語らい、共に連磨した。
I don't doubt it. The castle of Wellisburg was a gathering place of the Obsidian Round Table when it was still but an innocent eccentricity of a select few men.
登場を認められた騎士は100を超える。ヒムラ、ヘス、ハウスホーファー、ディドリヒ、アイケ、マンシュタイン、マルセイユ。そして、ルーデル、ウィットマン。名前くらいは知っていよう。
Himmler and Hess kind of sound familiar. The Titans of the Third Reich, the heroes of the Nazi regime. Reinhardt turned his back to Kay and started up the stairs to his throne with sluggish movements, as if savoring the memories of his nostalgic surroundings.
ここは彼らが定めたバルハラ。死後の英雄が集うグラズヘイムだ。もっとも当時のメンツで未だ残っているのは私しかおらんがな。彼らは皆この城になってしまった。
Oh boy. Also, the visual novel audio might be a bit louder in comparison. I'm just trying out some different settings. The Weltall, the promised fifth universe, built from the bones of millions. Yet depending on perspective, it was also but a pit of chaos. An abyss, no more. Death in this place meant being shackled to their bony walls for an eternity. Having finally reached his throne, Reinhardt faced Kay once again.
故に、さてどうなるか。マキナが敗れるとは思えんが、もしそうなったところで、むしろ私には喜ばしいだけで問題はない。
Well, considering how strong Machina was built up, especially with what Tarifa said, I should have a little bit of hope, but kind of, I slightly don't.
バルキュリアにしても同じことだ。彼女ではザミエルを倒せぬし、それで枠が欠けるわけでもない。
Oh, that's right. Of course, it won't result in a loss. Right! Your pentachroma is the most important thing. That was different from what she heard before. In fact, Reinhardt himself said that they would need a substitute for Schreiber. It took time for Einarjar to be revived. They couldn't possibly make it in time till the seventh seal opened.
今、この城中にはカールがいる。
Oh, goody.
ここで倒れた魂ならあれは即座に連成するぞ。なぜならベルリン崩壊の時、この城を回帰が及ばぬ領域として固めたのは彼と私と、そしてイザーク。以前その方は生きており、中でもカールの手際は桁が違う。蘇生、復活、再構築。この城で果てたものをこの城の中に限り際限なく再現して連成し増殖させる。ケイラの求めた真なるスアスチカによる祝福とは、それを城の外でも起こすことだ。いや、この城を外に流れ出させるというべきかな。どっち
だったら
Oh, sorry. Damn it. I was doing so good next. I'm sorry. This was no good. She couldn't imagine a way out of this situation. At this point, the Pentachroma would remain intact, regardless of what happened. Even should all parties fall dead during their respective battles through some form of a miracle, the sorcerer would simply revive them right away as part of the beast's army of Irae. Wait, I don't have that. Oh, a different sorcerer. My bad. The only move to hinder their scheme, in other words, killing them on an already open swastika, had been sealed with the emergence of the castle. And all because they found the idea of opening the 8th swastika with anything but a large-scale display of carnage dull beyond imagination.
無限に死者を飲み込み続け、時が来れば溢れ出させる混沌。
Reinhard made a self-mocking smile.
悪魔だの地獄だのと陳腐に評されてきたのはそういう理屈なのだろうよ。実情はただの墓守に過ぎ。そしてケイラは私に死者を供給するバルキュリアだ。屍を積み上げる築城の将。バンマ殿を建造する強欲と言ってもよいか。何にせよ大義である。カールが途上するようになって以来、その役目は今も変わらぬ。レオンハルトよ、これでもまだ私のために屍を積み上げるつもりは失せたというのか？無論私に従うことでそれなりの益もあるぞ。答えるがいい。
By the way, I kind of made you in Code Vein.
私は
I think my game crashed after that creation, so... Kay hesitated. Her feelings had not wavered, nor did she feel like abandoning her struggle. It was just that. She could not understand. Why had he been so obsessed with the construction of the castle, and why on earth did he require outside help? If playing at war was all he desired, he should have done so on his own without involving them.
幸多き人生ではあるまい。これまでどれだけの涙を、どれだけの血を流してきた？決して愉快ではなかろうし、二度としたいとも思うまい。だが断言して、その道は終わらんぞ。仮に私を倒したとしよう。カールの気が変わるとしよう。しかしその後に残るのは、再び獅子の剣を取らざるを得ぬ少女の姿だ。Kは何度繰り返しても全く同じ嘆きにその身をさらされることとなる。この世はそうしたゲットだ。ゆえそれを破壊する。そのために屍を積み上げろ。
No.
カールの術はそうした怪奇の流れを乱す。死者の魂が一箇所にとどまり続ければ円環運動は阻害され、許容を超えれば弾け飛ぶのみ。決戦と原理は同じだ。
A blood clot, huh?
とはいえことはそう簡単でもない。何せ敵は有史以来人類を縛り続けてきた不動のシステム。致命的な血栓症が起きるまでの遊びは膨大にあり、ならばやるべきことは一つであろう。 全てを飲み込む。
I was gonna tell you to choose your words carefully, but this is Reinhardt, so... Reinhardt uttered the words so naturally that for a moment Kay had trouble understanding what he had meant.
過去に座しまし、今今し、そして未来に生まれる全てを飲み込む。血栓症が起きるまで、このゲットーが破裂するまで、私の総軍は膨れ上がる。そうして歓喜は飽和し、溢れ出す。流れに出り、システムは書き換えられていくだろう。K のような嘆きに満ちた人生が無限に繰り返されることなどないように。
何をバカな。
I think so. Utter insanity. Reinhard might have transcended all mortal men that ever lived, but not even he could sustain the weight of billions of souls. To Kay, he now looked more like a raving lunatic than a godlike being. Aren't those technically the same? I'm sorry, that's terrible.
行うのみだ。壊したことがないものを見つけるまで。
Reinhard regarded her with a smile. This was not a question of possible or impossible. He would simply do it.
私はそのような生き方しか知らん。そして見事にことをなせば、おそらくこの法則を作った者にも出会えるだろう。それが神であろうと、悪魔であろうと。胸が躍ると思わんか？たわけた創造主とやらいうものに、我ら総軍、無限の海域より脱却して闘争を挑むのだ。私が指揮し、ケーラ・エインフェリアが先陣を務める。ディエス・イレにふさわしい。
Roll credits.
まあもっとも、それは私の個人的欲求に過ぎんがな。カールはまた別の理由と方法を持っていよう。所詮今の状況など我々にとってただの前場だ。ゆえ、と。
The glimmer of the beast's golden eyes left Kay spellbound, urging the girl to sacrifice herself, to bind her soul and bones unto the internal walls of Valhalla.
これは決定事項だ、レオンハルト。K の選択は2つに1つ。
To bend the knee of her own will or have her soul be subdued before his magnificence. She knew how foolish and utterly ridiculous it was to try and challenge Reinhard Heydrich alone, an action only for the mentally unsound. It's not like she has any choice right now. She knew, but...
愚問です。
Kay readied Hihi Rokane. Having spent all her strength in the battle with Valiria Trifa, she could barely stand on her own 2 feet before this supreme being, let alone engage in a proper fight with him. She felt like her very soul might evaporate any minute. However...
聞きません。断ると、ついさっきも言ったはずです。
Even when faced with a checkmate,
私はバカで負けず嫌いで、聞き分けのない子供だから。
she would flip the board upside down, betting on a miracle. It was too early to give up.
K はゲットーの残酷さを知らん。私に刃を向けることが前にも通った道ならどうする？
Huh?
2度も3度も、いや1000度万度に至るまで苦痛と恐怖に苛まれながら生を終えることもあるな。
Kay answered Reinhard's lament with a wry smile.
仮に私が投降して、あなたの基地官とやらが失せるとも思えませんよ。ハイドリヒ卿。
Fair point.
いや、私がくだらないと決まっているからこそ、あなたはそう感じるのでしょう。
In that case, she would simply have to remain loyal to her other selves, and believe in her future self.
確かに私には、あなた方のおっしゃることがわからない。
Ghetto recurrence. She'd neither heard of nor felt such things.
だけど私はバカなりに、いつも懸命に生きてきました。岐路に迷って、間違って、 後悔しながらも諦めず。
She pressed on even as her very soul begged her to quit.
そうしてここに立っています。それを誇りに思っています。私は最後までそうありたい。
She would make choices by herself for herself. It mattered little what she did or didn't do in her alternative lives, or what destiny itself had dictated.
くだらない。あなた方は何より自分を信じられない弱い人だ。そんなものは取るに足らないと無理をしてでも胸を張り、自分の選択に苦しみながらも背負っていくことができる人を。
Kay knew of one such man. She might have been overestimating him, a manifestation of love sees no faults in a sense. But that was how she truly felt, and the very reason why she chose him. There was no way she'd allow the golden beast to mock her decision.
そんなたわごとで片付けるのは許さない。今の私がここにあるのは何よりもそれを選んだおかげだから。
なるほど。
Reinhardt silently acknowledged Kay's outburst.
その言葉、胸に迫る。否定はせぬよ。確かに私もカールもつまらぬ男だ。もはや長年の癖に等しい。無意識のうち、局面において良手も悪手も数十は思い描き試してしまう。別に K の選択を貶めるような意図はないのだがな。まあ、よかろう。
Is that what you're gonna call this? A parlay? You know what? Why the hell not? Reinhardt languidly motioned for Kay to come closer, urging her to attack him, provided she truly believed in the veracity of her choices to that extent.
私に道を見せていろ。失望はさせてくれるなよ。
You know what? Now that I've gotten a decent feel for Reinhardt's character, judging just from the way he is, he seems like the kind of guy who would just kind of, like, if, this is a huge fucking if he actually gets defeated, he'd just probably take it with a smile like, so this is what the unknown tastes like. Or that, or he probably would have seen it coming and he might have been slightly disappointed. It really just depends. He seems like the kind of guy who wouldn't get, like, really... From what I'm understanding, I might be entirely wrong here, but he kind of paints me as the villain... I kind of picture him as the sort of villain who doesn't, like, get extremely, pissed off or anything like that. Like, even for, like, if he ever gets wounded, he would probably just be like, subarashi, you know?
言われなくても。
Reinhardt remained seated on his throne. His lance had been unsheathed, but it did not appear he planned to fight her on equal grounds. But Kay did not care. Reinhardt was welcome to look down on her. Their powers were on completely different levels, and even trying to imagine what the garish men would be capable of felt like a notion both futile and laughable. Now was not the time to worry about appearances. Particularly since her allies were likely facing situations just as impossible as hers.
みんなきっと同じように戦っている。
Yep. And so, she wouldn't allow herself to be the only one to take the easy way out.
参ります。ハイドリヒ卿。
Kay darted forward, quickly ascending the steps of the throne.
あなたは確かに無敵と言っていいほどの存在なのでしょう。
His soul carried the density of a legion. Kay's sword couldn't even scratch the divine vessel, which made her understand, to a sobering degree, how utterly powerless she was against the genuine gold.
だけど
Now the situation was different. A wound must have remained on his invulnerable body, a hole that Kay's sword had pierced when she defeated Valiria Trifa. It should not have healed until the 8th swastika was opened. He had a lethal crack on his body.
私に投降するよう促したのは
Kay let out a cry upon reaching the top of the steps and plunged her sword into the beast who still sat motionless upon his throne.
あなた自身万全ではないからでしょう。
Not even the obsidian Mercury could possibly reassemble in time the Gehenna of souls that whirled within this man. And if the girl succeeded in felling the beast, all the Einherjar in his service would likely end up incapacitated in the absence of their master. Whether it was an hour, a minute, or a mere few seconds.
あなたを倒しカールクラフトを消滅させる。
Speaking of Karlcraft, we learned that, Ren is his Ananerabe. An Ananerabe wielding an Ananerabe. Such was her only choice. No alternatives presented themselves. This was not a question of possible or impossible. She simply had to defeat him to survive.
悲しき少女だ。
The gold had yet to move an inch in response to the girl's fast-approaching steel, and thus, at the summit of Valhalla, a fight that would decide the fate of everything had begun to unfold.
始まったか。
Howdy. Eleanor von Wittenberg narrowed her eyes. As an Einherjar, she could tell the state of her master's mind.
カイド歴表は楽しんでおる。よかったな、キルヒアイズ。あの小娘は我々と同じものになれるだろう。
Beatrice did not respond to those words. She merely glanced around the room in silence, letting out a brief sigh.
なるほど。そういうことですか。
As one of the initial members of the Obsidian Round Table, she of course knew this hall, knew this castle.
夢のないバルハラですよ、少佐。ここには嫌な記憶しかありません。マキナ教の心中をお察しします。
相変わらず口の減らんやつだな、貴様。
Not many could taunt the stern and short-tempered Eleanor without their blood freezing in terror. Yet there was one person in this whole world whose insolence she welcomed.
マキナの心中など知らんよ。プレンナーでもあるまいに。偽善なことを抜かしてどうする。指を加えて見ていただけであろうが貴様ら。
You know, I'm really curious. How did she get that beauty mark on her face?
確かにそれはおっしゃる通りですけどね。
An apt way to describe their relationship would be to liken them to a pair of sisters whose polarizing personalities only amplified the bond they shared. Yet now those very same sisters were about to enter into a bout of life and death.
クリストフが自虐し、プレンナーが目をそらし、貴様はフラフラとうろつくばかり。今も昔も進歩がない。ゲスト間抜けとアホども。そして最後に私の手を煩わせるところまで変わらんときた。
Following a short pause, and as well as an interruption, Eleanor let out a muffled snort as if reveling in the situation, unable to contain the sheer jubilance washing over her heart. Even her curses carried faint glimmers of affection.
きっとあなたはリザさんもそんな顔で殺したのでしょうね。
Oof. Maybe.
ほう。貴様見えていた。
いいえ。ですがわかります。
As the fourth Tubal Cain, Beatrice was indeed a witness to Lisa Brenner's demise. Although she possessed no actual memories of the deed, she had been able to vaguely sense that what her former superior did from the other's Cains.
少佐の方こそ意外に面倒見がいいところは変わってません。私のこともリザさんのことも。
Hay and even Cain.
今のこの状況は紛れもなくあなたが誘導したものです。剣謀術数の人ではないと思ってましたが、その点は変わられましたね。
Hiding behind a veil of camaraderie, Eleanor was in truth guiding the divine vessel into a trap. She never bothered to soil her own hands directly, instead manipulating Kay, Ren, Beatrice, and Cain to do her bidding.
まるで副資料閣下のようですよ。
Ooh, that might get under her skin. An utterance soaked deep in sarcasm, for there was not a single member of the Obsidian Table who would have enjoyed being likened to Karl Kraft.
あれはガンだ。切除せねばなるまい。
Eleanor, however, answered in a calm voice. It was certainly not in her nature to take a roundabout approach. In fact, she would have loved nothing more than to take care of everything with her own hands. But
私に生産杯を攻撃することは許される。そのように誓いを立てている以上、別の者にやってもらうのが最良なのだ。その点、桜井の小娘はうってつけだ。
I don't know what to think about you, woman. You show undying loyalty, but then you're just like, oh, I really can't hurt the divine vessel because of an oath. Like, you people are insane.
あれはクリストフに挑む気概がある。動機もある。だが押村区は力が足りる。ならばどうする？簡単なことだ。友軍の援護を煽ればいい。ブレンナーの処置を知ったと同時にエズは速やかに浮かんだ。バルハラの事実を知ればあのような小娘たやすく転ぶ。例の小僧に組みするよう誘導すればクリストフとぶつかるのは避けられる。まあその過程でシュライバーを失ったのは痛いが、それも奴らが貴様を引きずり出すことに成功すれば問題ない。
I mean, yeah. At least I got a better ally. Kind of. The divine vessel fell, and they managed to find themselves a substitute for the void left by Albedo. There was nothing left to hinder the revival of gold.
世はすべてこともなし。万事会長と言っている。貴様らごときフラフラと向きを変える風見鳥、感動するな。
Weather vanes unable to even. Oh, that actually took me a minute to kind of get that. You're like they only go with the way the wind blows. Okay, I get it.
所詮時期だよ、キルヒアイズ。貴様はクラフトのようだと言ったら、これはむしろクリストフの技。奴の真似事に過ぎん。進歩がないとはそういうことだ。二度も三度もあのようなゲスの手札に踊らされよった。
まあそれについては返す言葉もありませんね。
Only 8 of them still lived, 7 if one discounted Sonnenkind. As the acting commander of the Obsidian Table, the divine vessel played everyone like pawns on a chessboard for over 50 years. Some he used without their knowledge, some feigned allegiance with hopes of eventually outsmarting him, while others, the ones who tried to rebel, he simply destroyed. Yet this man, whom no one could thus far topple, was easily outmaneuvered by the Crimson Knightess, and in a game that wasn't particularly her strong suit either.
さらに即興。
She hadn't enough time to weave her plans. It was likely that over half of her moves had to be improvised in the midst of action. Her approach was rough, and the victory she boasted of could, in a way, be viewed as a result brought about only by luck. Thus, Beatrice had but one question to ask.
工学のためにも教えてください。あなたは何を頼みにしてそれほど強くいられるのか。
信仰だ。
Faith? Eleanor gave her answer without a moment's hesitation.
私は自らの忠部下である貴様の力を信じている。クリストフにとって貴様は私に五色の再編を飲ませるための絵だったのだろう。ベアトリス・キルヒアイゼンという女はそれほどまでに安くはない。貴様はかつてあの知れ者を排除すると信じていた。なぜなら私の選択が結果としてハイドレヒ教への不忠になるなどありえんから。
Ironclad zeal. Loyalty so fervent it threatened to scorch one's body from the inside out. Absolute faith in her veracity was the very foundation of Eleanor von Wittenberg's heroic spirit.
故に私は微塵も迷わん。一片の疑いもなく堅牢に重く固く揺るがない。邪性ごときつけ込まれる隙間もなければ救われる足元もない。わかるかキルヒアイズ。過去の貴様らは自らの軽さによって自滅したのだ。なぜなら元来クリストフバレリアントリハは他者の記憶と心に入り込めた。故に生産杯を預かるという分不相応な大役を授かったのだ。あれは誰にでもなれる。ハイドル秘境とは別の意味で無限数の混沌だ。他者の心に同調しそのものが好ましいと思う人格。 許せぬと怒る人格、つまらぬ道家と見下す人格、使い分けるのだよ配役。
Well,
種々様々、その時々に応じてな。
to be fair, Hydric has lived a very, very long time, so he'd have to find some ways to entertain himself. Not excusing his actions, no, I'm just saying. An ability he might have lost alongside his body, yet the keen intuition he had cultivated over many years was still very much present. After all, mind control had already been one of the strongest weapons in the clergy's arsenal.
所詮貴様ら風見で他者の一挙一動に一喜一憂する者らを図るなど、彼にとっては呼吸をするに等しいさじだ。横島なる聖人などと笑わせる。貴様らからすれば複雑怪奇な狂人とでも見えたのだ。だが何のことはない。毎日別の男と話していると思えばいい。
A woman whose heart and behavior remained steadfast and unbending regardless of the opponent. A straight, ever-consistent vector, untainted by doubt or hesitation. Yet Eleanor was hardly an exception. All 3 battalion commanders serving in Reinhardt's legion were such beings. Souls not even the divine vessel could hope to lead astray. For only a plating clad in pure gold could ever entice the 3.
身の程を知らぬ高望みだよ。奴ごとハイドリヒ教にはなれん。
A trail of thick, billowing smoke escaped Eleanor's lips as she paused to light the cigarette she held between her teeth. Her words had been those of deep-rooted contempt.
それまだ何かあるの？
Kind of. Somewhat. Slightly.
いいえ、とりあえずはすっきりしました。
Beatrice shrugged her shoulders. All the old grudges and regrets meant little to her at this point.
彼には一発かましてやりたいと常々思っていましたからね。複雑な心境ではありますが、少佐の助力には感謝もしています。結果としてまた私はあの子に会えたし、死なせずにも済んだ。
Well, considering who she's going up against right now, unless she has acquired the ability plot armor, you only prolonged the inevitability. On the other hand, all she appeared to have done was jump out of the frying pan and straight into the fire, quite literally.
老婆心という単語もなんだか嫌なものですね。ずっと若くいられるのが結構好きではあったんですけど。私がしてあげられることはこの辺りが限度でしょう。あとは若い子たちに任せます。もともと人の世話を焼く性分でもないし。
Beatrice readied her blade with a self-mocking chuckle. From now on, it would be time to settle some personal business. Caring for, protecting, and guiding the young like an elder was certainly a lovely experience. But it never was the true face of Beatrice. She was to take her superior's advice and to believe in her comrades.
そもそも私は追いかける側の人間ですから。
Beatrice chased her superior all her life, through a turbulent era of roaring gunfire, a tempestuous period writ in blood and smoke and mayhem, echoing with the cries of dying soldiers. Her relentless struggle would yield to nothing and no one, not to misery, nor to anger or tears.
あなたがいたからです。ビッテンブルグ少佐。
Ever since her time as a naive little girl fresh out of military school.
私には敬愛する人がいます。その人はちょっと怖くてかなり傲慢で信じられないくらいの理想主義者で、付き合わされる部下としてはたまったものじゃありませんよ。その人は自分にできること、やれることを周りもやって当然だと思っています。そしてまた困ったことにかなり有能だからタッチが悪い。
Okay, I'm kind of excited to see how a fight between, like, these two would be.
おかげでバカとかアホとかノロマとか散々言われて怒られて。
Her major taunted, smacked, and reprimanded her on a daily basis, yet she would always without fail wait for her to catch up.
追いかけて追いかけて追いかけて追いかけて。
Her
追いかけて追いかけて追いかけて。
major taunted, smacked, and reprimanded her on a daily basis, yet she would always without fail wait for her to catch up. 追いかけて追いかけて追いかけて追いかけて。
追いかけて追いかけて追いかけて追いかけて。
How far would she take her? What would she show her next? Would she in time become a better subordinate, a person closer to the ideal she represented? And would she eventually grant her words of praise? She toyed with such ideas like a maiden struck by Cupid's arrow. And yet...
行き着く果てのバルハラはこんなところなのですか?
A burst of lightning erupted from the tip of Beatrice's blade, cleaving the cigar between Eleanor's teeth in two, scorching it to ash in an instant.
嘆かわしいですよ。少佐。
What happened to her? What could have changed her so much? Did her true righteous self perish in the fires that consumed Berlin that night? However, her poignant imputation fell on deaf ears.
くだらん。
Eleanor smiled, her eyes remaining closed.
何かと思えば虐待もね。だがちょうど私もまた似たような意味で貴様に聞きたいことがあった。
The lightning speed of her charge had been lauded by all who caught a glimpse of Beatrice Kirchstein on the battlefield. Closing one's eyes before her in the midst of battle was nothing short of suicide, hardly an attitude that befit a battalion commander with a myriad of battles under her belt. Could this have been a mortal blunder on Eleanor's part? Not at all.
そもそもなぜと近頃思う。些細なことだが、先の工場も含めて鑑みると。 なおさら理解できなかった。
Full of openings, defenseless, her eyes closed, hands locked in front of her chest, head cocked to the side. Eleanor was deep in thought. No matter how one looked at it, this was the perfect chance to strike, one that only a fool would have failed to exploit. Yet things were not always as they seemed.
何がです?
No openings would ever blemish the guard of the Crimson Knightess. The fiercest of all Einrjar. Those who knew how to look would be able to tell right away. After all, heat rivaling that of a nuclear explosion awaited its chance to burst forth from her skin. One could stop a gas leak, one could stop a fire, but no sane person would ever think of even approaching an erupting volcano.
まあ、それはおいおい聞こう。
Her eyes remained closed as the signal of battle echoed almost tenderly.
来るがいい。私に抜かせれば、貴様は終わるぞ。
Oh, Jesus Christ. The time for words was past, for their conversation would now be carried on through battle. A flash of lightning and the Valkyrie's supersonic blade was already at Eleanor's throat. Beatrice had no intention of waiting for a non-existent opening to begin with. To brave the erupting volcano head-on, the courage and willpower required for such a feat was the first wall to cross before one could hope to defeat Eleanor von Wittenberg. Fangs that tore out one's jugular the instant they were given the chance. The moment you stopped your advance would be the moment you met your maker. The battalion of 3 meant a threat of such caliber. To meet Eleanor's blade in battle meant mustering the resolve to leap straight into the scorching flames. Her pretentious act of vulnerability was merely the Crimson Knightess's way of testing Beatrice's character. And the Valkyrie passed the test with flying colors. Oh my god! Her abrupt slash, however, could only cut the air in front of Eleanor's face. Rubidoux was retreating. Valkyrie was pursuing.
言われなくても抜かせません。
Beatrice could neither allow her to escape, nor could she herself retreat. Maintaining a close distance was her only means of victory, allowing Eleanor to pull out her projectiles to open the gates of the infernal cannon would usher in certain defeat. Beatrice's blade was lightning itself. It danced in the air viciously, without mercy, yet never losing its grace. The Valkyrie's strength originated from an entirely different source compared to the likes of Wilhelm or Schreiber, for she was a soldier through and through, a genuine knight. Her finesse was the result of rigorous training, while the countless battles she partook in polished her murderous technique to the point where it could be considered a work of art. She had reached the pinnacle of human capabilities. Beatrice might have received tutelage from the devil, but she never once sold her soul. Nonetheless, her strikes only found air, not flesh. At a glance, the ever-retreating Eleanor might have seemed to be at a disadvantage, but her arms remained crossed while her expression retained the glimmer of superiority. She couldn't have perceived all of Beatrice's slashes with her eyes. They were but ephemeral glimmers of light. Not even the Crimson Knightess could surpass the speed of lightning. And yet, she kept on dodging, taunting the other's blade as it only struck air.
貴様の剣は腐るほど見てきた。
That's... ugh. Their difference lay in experience. Although the two fought for the first time, Eleanor knew her subordinate's steel like the palm of her hand. And how could she not? The two had braved countless battlefields together and fought side by side on numerous occasions. Moreover, Eleanor had fought Irae, a beast of similarly breathtaking velocity in the past. And only once, while they still lived as mortals.
そしてここではほぼ毎日この程度の速さは目にしていた。
That was Valhalla. Such were the Einarjar. For them, morning meant a set of deadly duels, and with evening came the time for resurrection. After 60 long years of that daily life, it was no wonder that lightning could no longer scare her.
所詮奴と私では千日手でろくに勝負もつかなかった。
Absolute accuracy versus certain evasion. A bout of contradictions.
貴様の知らぬ技も増えた。
Oh, fuck. Oh, a flock of submachine guns manifested behind Eleanor's back.
シュマイザー
Schmeizers? A tempest of fire and explosions ranged in front of Beatrice's face. It took about a moment for all 20 guns to completely empty their magazines. It was a number not even the Valkyrie could deflect, nor a distance at which she could evade without first breaking off her pursuit. Changing directions, she plunged sideways to escape the barrage. The remains of once gorgeous floor tiles scattered all about her in the air, while numerous statues, formerly magnificent works of art, became riddled with holes before shattering into myriad pieces. What on earth?
何をほうけている。
A distance of over 10 meters opened between the two in an instant. And just like that, dozens upon dozens of flaming spears went flying at the bewildered Beatrice. Those were
パンツァーファースト
Panzerfausts. I need to look this shit up so I know what the hell I'm reading. What was going on? Neither were weapons Eleanor would use. Eleanor's voice echoed over the incoming torrent of destructive projectiles, addressing Beatrice with the tone of a tutor scolding an overly dim-witted pupil.
別に不思議があることはあるまい。あれを動かすのに何千人要したと思う。
1,000 soldiers would be needed merely to operate it, and to account for maintenance and defense, one had to prepare 3 times that number. Eleanor's true weapon was a mobile cannon, as well as a whole battalion operating it.
つまり軍団規模の戦力もあれの一部。
Yeah, fuck.
なるほど
Comprehending the situation in an instant, Beatrice's mind regained its calmness. Compared to the barrage of Schmeizers, the onslaught of Panzerfausts were both slower and inferior in numbers. Evading the explosives like a thread going through the pins of countless needles, Beatrice once again honed in on Eleanor. As long as no gapless barrage shielded them, her lightning, notably exceeding the speed of bullets, could still get through and pierce any marksman. Unfortunately, Eleanor was far from a regular marksman.
そしてそれらを支配するのは誰だ。
Was the Crimson Knightess the type to command her battalion from the safe confines of her tent? In perfect harmony with the rapidly approaching Beatrice, Eleanor too suddenly lurched forward. Her speed was hardly much of a concern. Her timing, however, was an entirely different matter altogether. The very moment Beatrice began her instantaneous leap of 10 meters, Eleanor shortened the distance by 3 steps. And not even the electromagnetic Valkyrie could accommodate to change that swiftly. Fuck! With her sword still raised high, she rammed her own temple into Eleanor's crafty kick. A clash between the kinetic energy of lightning and a kick infused with monstrous strength, yet sheer power defied the scope of language. Beatrice flew backwards, crashing through a pillar before smashing into the wall with force enough to send tremors across the whole of the castle.
未熟だよ貴様は。
Oh, fuck. Without a moment's delay, countless guns pointed their barrels towards the dust-veiled area where Beatrice had landed.
立てい。
Her Schmeizers opened fire. A short cry erupted from beyond the veil of dust, but it almost immediately gave way for the sounds of a blade piercing through metal.
そうだ。それでいい。来い。
Oh boy! As if answering Eleanor, the Maiden of War surfaced from beyond the cloud of dust, her platinum blonde locks as strikingly radiant as ever despite being tarnished by a mixture of blood and dirt. She defied subjugation, spitting in the face of defeat, her emerald eyes aflame with unwavering determination as they fixed upon the other woman. The barrage of Schmeizes could no longer halt her advance. Cutting down each bullet from the air, she once again lunged at Eleanor. After all, she still had so much to say.
私が犯した罪が
Forgive me for I have sinned. She began her aria of self-discipline, self-scorn, and self-deprecation, mixing a redundant phrase or two into it for the sole reason that she liked the sound of them.
心からの信頼においてあなたの命に反したこと
Born of loyalty, your will I once defied. Back in the day, she weaved those words of predicting the future. Was it premonition guiding her back then, or foreknowledge?
私は愚かであなたのお役に立てなかった
Forgive me, for I am not but a fool, never your equal. It was time for her to embrace the sentence of eternal slumber. Her blade and soul now belonged to the champion that awakened her. However, she refused to obey a man who could not surpass her lieutenant.
だからあなたの炎で包んでほしい
Let your crimson pyres have their fill. She would not allow anyone else to touch her. She would not let anyone else have her. A useless and dim-witted subordinate she may have been, yet Beatrice still wished for her idol to say that she was irreplaceable. She felt utterly baffled by the childish naivety of her own self. Uttering the words only filled her with embarrassment.
さらば輝かしき我が
Very well, my dear bright child. So how could she expect her of all people to answer words far more befitting a child lost in dreams than a hardened veteran of a warrior? Amidst a torrent of intertwining joy and bashfulness, her heart yearned for her lieutenant not to view her as a girl forever shackled by inexperience.
ならばいかなる花嫁にも劣らぬよ最愛の炎を何時に置く
I'll present you with the most fervorous of flames. No bride shall ever be your equal. She had to show her that Beatrice Kirstein was no Bernhilder. I have awoken, Major Wittenberg. As a blade forged to pierce the blazing flames, I shall redeem you.
我が槍を恐れるならばこの炎を越すこと許さん
For he who fears the tip of my lance shall never pass through the river of flames.
ブリア
Her body electrified, her blade enveloped by lightning, Beatrice could feel her very being howl as it transformed into an avatar of divine thunder. Her craving was a prayer uttered by a girl longing for light upon a battlefield shrouded in darkness. Beneath the cruel gaze of skies painted the color of smoke and blood, she prayed for her comrades not to lose their way. She hoped for the ideal of her beloved superior to shine through it. She wished to guide the warriors to Valhalla, to become a maiden of war, the beacon to pierce through a veil of darkness. And so that virtuous prayer of hers eventually took on the shapes of her creation figment. The strength she had shown during her time as a prisoner of the false lance was but a faint glimmer of her true potential. She was no longer the fourth Tubal Cain, for this was her true form.
トールトーテンパン
Unlightening our guests. A dance of electromagnetic swords, befitting the graceful steps of a warrior princess. Also, damn that blue. As in the color blue. Damn it. No bullet in the world could catch up to her now.
マルキリア
There it is. Nor the most fervent of flames could scorch her. Oh, fuck, we're back to Machina now. All my hair stood on end as the next giant fist whizzed past me. I couldn't allow those things to touch me. A mere brush with that concentrated force of destruction would shatter my very being, bringing my life to a swift end. I felt as if I had dodged a cannonball. After passing by me, it crashed into the crimson stone pavement, causing a blast of air that swept me off my feet. I'd completely lost my sense of all direction, unable to tell up from down, left from right. Oh, purple fist! The bastard in question, however, didn't follow up with a subsequent attack. He merely watched me struggle back onto my feet, glaring at me with such pressure it made breathing itself a toil. It's been going on for a while now. He would stop and watch me after every missed attack, never trying to pursue. His composed attitude sent shivers down my spine. All the bastards I fought so far would go mental once the battle started. Some cackled like madmen, others surrounded themselves to fury, while the third group found sheer joy in carnage. All in all, it had always been a spectacle of boiling emotions. But this guy was different. If battles with Wilhelm and the others felt like flashy gun battles, fighting this guy was straight up Russian roulette. That is a terrifyingly accurate description for this guy. My biggest foe was the pressure that increased with each of his subsequent punches, forcing me further and further into a mental corner. I wasn't fighting a wild beast, but a hunter both experienced and meticulous in his craft. The whole giant arena now felt oddly small. And I think the worst thing that I need to kind of bring up here, these guys are all fighting like below they're not even at their full strength right now, like for real. They're my god, they're just Admittedly, I've been kind of sitting here just listening to this music playing in the background. What's this theme? I'm guessing this must be Machina's theme. My blood would not come to a boil. My emotions would not erupt. I was several times faster than the guy, yet all I could feel was a sensation of steadily increasing dread. And that other thing.
兄弟だと
Yeah, could you kind of go into further detail on that, please? Did you mean like brother literally or brother in war? For some reason, I unconsciously accepted those words. Oh, I couldn't give in. I shouldn't acknowledge him. I had to refute the bastard and do something to dispel this terrible pressure weighing down on me. Okay. Alright, thank you. But then...
しかし、俺とお前には同じ血が流れている。
He threw another punch, a simple attack that would be easy to dodge in a calm and collected state, yet the knowledge it would instantly end my life the moment it touched me only served to shackle my mind. Besides, why the hell did I know this?
感じないか？覚えていないか？
I once saw him fell Cain with a single punch. Yet this conviction, this terror seemed to stem from something entirely different.
ここは最後の相我を生むために設けられた黒煙卓の毒壺だ。
Oh. Fuck! I managed to slip out of the trajectory of his swing by the skin of my teeth, but the fierce gust left by his attack swept me off my feet again. This one was too close. His fist never connected, yet the condensed air pressure around it was strong enough to shatter a number of my ribs. Damn!
つまらんぞ。
Hold!
兄弟。
Different pose! The somber knight began to advance towards me with slow steps once I'd collapsed to my knees. His attacks lacked any and all passion. It felt more like I was fighting a tank.
1939年12月24日、カール・クラフトとラインハルト・ハイドリヒのもと、今の黒煙卓が生まれたのはその時だ。
On Christmas Eve of all days. Morgan Dominum, the epoch of twilight. The obsidian table was forged in the crucible of World War II.
最も早く奴ら二人に下ったのはベイとシュライバー。それに若干遅れる形でザミエル、マレウス、クリストフ、バビロン、そしてバルキュリア。初期は9人、残りは4人だ。
You know, now that I'm getting more than 2 words out of this guy, I feel like I've heard his voice before. I might be God damn it. I've confused voices before, but I swear, this guy sounds really familiar to me. Another fist flew my way. I dodged the tremendous uppercut, its force shattering the stones at Machina's feet with an over-exaggerated, panicked leap. As before, he did not pursue. However,
スピーネは収容所の慰問官として当店コープの愛家に通じていたクリストフが招き寄せ。
Oh. He languidly raised his right hand and caught me in the air, almost as if by accident.
トバルカインはハウスホーファーの命を逆手に取ったザミエルが日本より呼び寄せた。
And then he tossed me up into the sky like I was a rag doll.
残るは2人。
I like how it's story time with this guy. I couldn't move in the air. As my body reached the highest point it could, it began to descend, plummeting straight into the fists of the somber night.
だが増年金とはすでにその時点から予約席だ。完全な空席。候補もなく、予定もなく、何者が入るかもわからぬ席が、それはどのように埋めたと思う？
Pitted them against each other. He launched another fist with a tremendous roar of wind following in its wake. There was no way I could dodge it. Fuck! I crossed my arms to soften the blow, but that felt about as useful as a piece of leather against a tank. The fist exploded into my chest like a missile, sending me flying all the way to the spectator seats. My breathing, the beating of my heart, everything inside me stopped. I could feel my flesh, bones, and very soul shatter and crumble. His Deus Ex Machina would forcefully and mercilessly bring an end to all things under the sun, regardless of their strength, history, or nature. And I got hit by it.
立て。
Yet he ordered me to stand and continue the fight.
お前がいるその場所は、かつて奴らが俺たちを見下ろしていた場所だ。故に、今度は俺が命令する。
Those were hardly words that an eternal slave to strife would utter to the audience above him, for they rang with bitterness and raw animosity.
ここは毒壺。
He made his declaration in a voice deep and hoarse, seemingly tortured by an eon's worth of anguish.
最後の一人になるまで強要された奴隷たちの墓場。
He fixed his hollow, fish-like gaze upon me, a pair of eyes in heavy contrast with the grand pressure raging about him.
誉れのかけらも存在しない。腐りきったバルハラだ。
Such was the nature of this gauntlet of malice. In the end, even the last survivor would be killed and turned into an instrument of bane. I couldn't believe they actually used live people for this madness.
なぜ
I unconsciously voiced a question while I still felt my body crumbling away like a broken piece of glass. Nonetheless,
なぜそんなことをしなければならない
I had to know. I couldn't acknowledge the very notion of such a disgusting and unjust place existing in the history of the world.
奴のお箱だ。いないのならば作ればいい。
So they organized all that just to fill one empty seat at their table.
随分ドライツェーンの中央、そして天秤だ。物語を左右するもの、なんとなれば終わらせることさえできるもの。
Okay, can somebody correct me on my German here? Ein is one in German. Ein, zwei is two, drei, so Seiben is in the middle between Dreisen and I. So Seiben is in the middle between 3 and 1. Am I, or no, that's, I don't know. I don't know. Feel free to correct me.
そうして渇望は利用される。今のお前のように誰もが思ったことだろう。もう嫌だ。やめてくれ。早くこんなことは終わらせてくれ。1000人が、万人が、全く同じ思いを抱いて殺し合う。国の栄華も、家族の無事も、友や女の幸せも、真実戦場で追われたのだと確信できれば、まだしも幸せだったろう。だが、ここは何だ？
A tragic sense of carnage with no glory or even a semblance of meaning to it. A prison of eternal kin slaying that served only to tarnish the honor of a true soldier.
そうした血が魂が何万も集まり錬成される。核はさらに分けられてより代となるものに込められる。
You like taking your time.
俺はとある鋼鉄の中に、そしてお前は
His dark eyes pierced me, reflecting pity, compassion, even a sense of camaraderie. Following a brief pause, he heaved a long sigh of pure resentment.
カール・クラフトの血が満ちたフラスコの中だ。
His words hit me harder than any of his fists.
俺はお前の当て馬だよ、兄弟。
Oh. I realized what he meant. The gauntlet of malice was not yet over. Originally, the last one standing was to be turned into a catalyst for Karl Croft's sorcery. However, he instead decided to split that survivor into two, organizing one final battle. Pitting two identical existences against each other. He would find the one that had truly been the strongest.
お前が俺に勝てたならハイドリヒの餌としてふさわしい。だが俺が
Purple. The nameless somber knight squeezed his iron fists and hollered into the skies as if trying to shatter even that canopy with his voice.
俺はその時こそ本当に死ねる。この毒壺を終わりにできる。
バカな。
I had no idea who came forward with that promise, but what made him believe in it with such naive fervor? He had no guarantees it was the truth.
どうでもいい。俺はただ一刻も早く終わりたいだけだ。
Machina began his advance towards me with steps that could make the very ground beneath him tremble. Yet I couldn't move. At this rate, all I'd do was watch him finish me off.
あるいはお前が勝っても結果は同じかもしれんがな。だがハイドリヒを倒さぬ限り俺は永遠に解放されない。クラフトの口約束など信じるに値せぬ。はあ、確かにそうだろう。だが俺がここを出るためにやれることは他にない。
I learned something new about Machina today.
他力など当てにせん。二度と蘇りたいとも思わない。であればこの戦いを最後に幕を引くと強く渇望するだけだろう。俺が本当に解放されるかお前を殺してみなければわからんが、少なくともお前がハイドリヒを倒すよりは確率的にありえよう。
Well, to be fair, you do have a pretty good chance considering your fist, breaks anything regardless of power, so...
そして
The somber knight kicked off the ground and leapt into the air, his fist aimed straight at my head.
染みついた習性は拭い去れん。ここにいる者は誰であれ殺したくなる。お前もそうだろう、兄弟。なぜなら過去にもここで俺たちは殺し合った。
I stretched my muscles to the limit and jerked my unmoving body out of the way. Unable to control myself any further, I rolled down the stairs. I crashed into the stone pavement, each of its crimson stains screaming of decades of torment. Would these really have belonged to the two of us? Oh my god!
お前がこの程度で死ぬはずなどない。俺はまだ渇望を見せていないぞ。俺と別れたお前の祈りを示してみろ。
My craving, my rule, kind of world I most desired. Indeed, we were different. We both wielded weapons that delivered death with a single strike, yet I was nowhere near as obsessed with the end as Negrido. I craved a standstill, not the end.
それともクラフトの渇望に毒されたか。
違う。
I retorted out of reflex, unable to even grasp what he had meant.
一緒にするんじゃねえ。
I was neither like that sleazy son of a bitch, nor like this depressing clown. One was an evil, hypocritical motherfucker that went on and on about foreknowledge and recurrence like a broken record. The other was a damn loser who could only whine about wanting someone to put him out of his misery, running away from a challenge like a total pussy.
俺は違う。
This goddamn novel is making me sound so fucking foul-mouthed. Even more foul-mouthed than I usually am. These assholes were the last ones I...
帰りたいだけだ。
Even if I had to brave this tempest of madness, this battleground of tragedy, this wretched theater of carnage, I would still wish to return as many times as possible to those days of warmth and bliss. I hadn't given up. It wasn't out of my reach yet. I didn't just bend over and surrender like this piece of shit. And so...
繰り返してやるよ。何度でも。
Beyond this obstacle lay the happiness I wanted, so all I had to do was kick it out of my way.
違うな。ここで終わるんだ。
Death upon this rotten Valhalla. If such was his desire,
だったら終わるのを止めてやるよ。でないと俺が乗り越えられないだろうがよ。
I focused the entirety of my consciousness on my right arm. Whatever that blocked the connection between me and Marie seemed to have shattered with Machina's previous punch, and I could once again synchronize with her. I would halt the flow of the Deus Ex Machina that had been consuming me from the inside. And even if I couldn't stop it completely, I could at least slow it. After all, he landed his punch while still in the state of formation, his craving had yet to take the concrete shape of a creation figment. If I found a means to delay the closing of my figurative curtains for even a few minutes, I could use the time to slaughter the bastard. Needless to say, his magical Deus Ex mumbo-jumbo would cease to work the moment he stopped breathing.
そうぞ。
Oh boy! Oh, the skull changed! Now it's Marie's head! There was a skull there, now it's not! I think that's Marie's head? Or is that Setsuna's? Fuck, I can't... My head hurts! The time itself began to slow as my chant filled the air. The time had come to get serious. Now that I thought about it, all my comrades stuck in this castle, besides myself, were women. I couldn't be the only one to fail. I had to show them what men were made of.
ああ、そうだ。その目だよ。
The whole place trembled as Machina landed back in the arena, once again fixing his gaze, one that could shatter stones at the glance upon me.
ここで俺が殺した者の中に間違いなくお前がいたと実感できる。お前の子がはそいつのものだ。
知らないな。
I didn't remember my past lives, and hell, I wasn't gonna trust the words of some decrepit maniac anyway. I was me, Ren, Fuji, and no one else.
俺の子がはさて一体誰だったやら。何にせよこういうことだ。お前のような人種は俺に勝てん。過去。
お前バカか。
I ain't saying that. The guy was so off the deep end, I even lost the will to laugh.
算数じゃないんだ。100回やっても答えは全部同じだなんて、そんなことあるわけないんだよ。
The champion of iron let out a stifled laugh that echoed like the rumbling of the earth, being tinged with amusement and lamentation in equal measure. This was the first I'd seen him smile, and honestly, it fit him quite well. At the very least, it beat an emotionless mug with the eyes of a dead fish.
繰り返すのが好きな男が 矛盾したことを言う。
それはそれ、これはこれだ。
I could be quite the sophist, all things considered.
ありていに言えば、まずい飯はもう二度と食わないし、うまい飯は何度食ってもうまいってこと。
Did you seriously just do a comparison to food?
Yeah, so what of it?
Well, this kind of makes things awkward because now I'm hungry.
I wasn't morose enough to start detesting the very concept of eating just because I ended up running into something disgusting a few times.
お前と違って、そこらへんアバウトにしてないと人生積むぞ。
面白い。
Makina took a step forward. His iron fists creaked. For the first time, he assumed an actual combat stance.
本音を言えば決めかねていた。今のお前も今の俺もまだ完全な状態ではない。
And
第8が開く前に勝負を決していいものかと。
again,
それが最後の聖戦と言えるのかと。
you bring up something that I keep forgetting. We're only 7 swastikas open. This worries me a little bit about how strong you are when all of them are open.
だがよし、その魂英雄と認めよう。お前との戦いならば時と場所を選ばず栄光を得られるに違いない。そして何よりもはやこれ以上は
Oh, so
己を御せん。
Oh, he's gonna get serious now.
兄弟、俺に唯一無二の終焉をくれ。
どいつもこいつもマジで本当に。
True, they are all a bunch of fucking lunatics. One asked me to show them the unknown, another to kill them, the third to entertain him. The hell did they think I was, a fucking genie? But at this point, well, fuck it. That's a good way to just say, yeah, just fuck it.
生きたきゃ行かせてやるよ。かかってこい。
He was a battalion commander of the Obsidian Table. I already had a chance to experience the magnitude of his power with my own skin. I couldn't even defeat Schreiber with Sakurai and Shiro supporting me. Could I truly do something about this guy on my own? I didn't know, but I had no other choice. I could no longer turn back. The somber Einarjar leapt towards me. Stealing my heart, I lunged at him as well, ready to meet his deadly fist of iron in battle.
つまりここでお前を始末すれば面倒を減らせるってことなんだな。
Oh my god. Shiro pointed his gun at Mercurius, who remained seated in his seat as calm as ever. They were not told or shown anything concrete, but both Shiro and Kasumi could tell what was going on before even fully realizing it. It might have been the effect of the skeletons emerging from the walls, or something else entirely, but details did not matter to the two now.
まだ美味しい役が残ってて嬉しいぜ。お前さん随分といい性格してるみてえだし。ここでほっとく手はねえな。とまあ本来なら言うとこなんだろうけどよ。
Shiro gave his gun a few twirls before holstering it.
こんなもんじゃ意味ねえか。さて一体どうするかね。
In truth, their position was far from optimal. Shiro might have been able to learn something, provided he could get Kasumi to flee and not get in his way. But leaving the castle seemed impossible at this point, and even if it wasn't, it felt unlikely that the Obsidian Shade would allow such a thing. Therefore, Shiro gave Kasumi a meaningful glance. She knew what it implied. She gave a brief nod, still confused about a myriad things.
私で役に立てるなら
She hated being treated as an outsider and did not want to remain a burden. Her wish to save everyone was just as fierce as anyone else's. In any case, it was all but a matter of timing. She had to cause an aberration during the climax of the 3 battles currently being waged in the castle, and then...
やめておきたまえ。自殺などしたところで意味などない。
Kasumi realized she'd been read like an open book, but she no longer cared.
私がいないと困るんでしょ。だったらせめて他のみんなは逃がしてあげて、そうしてくれなきゃ絶対言うことなんか聞いてあげない。
She had no idea what sort of being she'd come back as upon being resurrected, but she couldn't just give up.
あなたの仕事をめちゃくちゃ増やしてやるんだから。
She would kill herself as many times as needed. As long as she continued that, the pentachroma would remain tainted forever.
それにレイや桜井さんが一度でも勝てたなら。
As long as she continued to die, there was still hope.
私が君にかかずり合っている間、他の者は復活できず、その隙を縫って撃破かね。明暗と言ってあげたいが意味はないな。なぜなら君が死んだところで私は何もする気などない。
Yep. Kasumi was rendered speechless. What was that supposed to mean?
クリストフという男の本質を考えてみたまえ。君らは何か誤解をしている。
He did not wish for the resurrection of Reinhard Heydrich. In other words,
核の移植などあれにはできん。
the spot of Veritas never belonged to Kasumi. There had only ever been one Sonnenkind.
だったら
The role was still Irae Amantes, the girl who was absent from this place.
城につながる参道を塞ぎ、スワスチカが選ぶ増年金との優先順位を狂わせる。彼がやったのはそういうことだ。演出は派手なほどいい。獣殿を盲信しているザミエルに彼の玉体を有する己ならば移植も可能であると見せかける。なるほど、なかなかに悪くはないが、しかし甘いな。彼女はそこまでめでたい頭の持ち主ではない。クリストフが倒れた時に獣殿は出陣する。その時点で君らの陣営が全滅でもしていれば別だがね。駒が残っていれば脚本は続行される。まあ少々詫びねばならぬ事態も生じたので、こうして私が出張る羽目になったのは宦官の至りだが。
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously. It's only the second round and you're already here. Shrugging, Mercurius made an embarrassed smile. He addressed Kasumi, who was by now shaking like a leaf, in a gentle, almost affectionate tone.
何にせよ、無駄なことはやめたまえ。君は獣のレギオンを流出させうる器ではない。せいぜいかの海から一滴二滴。そのあたりが関の山だ。まあもっともそれをもって蘇生はなったと納得するなら、クリストフにとっては御の字だったのだろうがな。
Citronitas and the false Viriditas. That was the most the two could achieve. With Nigrido, Albedo, and Rubedo in the mix, the quality of the resurrection might have been made manifest, but without Viriditas, the Devil's Castle would simply not emanate into the physical realm. The 8th swastika would stop functioning as soon as the ceremony ended, and the battalion of 3 would be plunged back into the castle. That was most likely the outcome Valeria Tarifa had been hoping for.
よって今君にできることがあるとすれば発想の転換を伴うが、さてそもそもそういう局面までいけるかどうか。何にせよ蘇生の妨害など考えているようでは正当に遠い。ここは死にたがりに優しくない世界なのだよ。考えたまえ。
Fair point.
なぜなら君が死ねば本来のスイカに参道が復活する。それは君らにとって真実のチェックメイト、いわゆる絶望というやつではないかな。
私は
Kasumi still had trouble understanding the situation. After all, until a few days ago, she was but an average teenager with not much else to worry about other than schoolwork, which made the comprehension of the circumstance so vastly beyond the scope of her usual everyday that just that much more difficult a task.
私は
Kasumi cursed herself for being so slow on the uptake, more so than ever she'd ever done in her life. She had no idea what to say. In fact, she still vaguely entertained the notion that this might just be a dream.
バカからかって遊んでんなよ。てめえの言うことはひとっかけらも信用できねえ。
Christ! And so, not even the uncharacteristically gentle touch of Shiro patting her on the head could dispel the feeling of frustration Kasumi felt towards her own pathetic self.
ならば私についてくるかね。
What? The man's words once again left Kasumi in the dark.
観覧は昔からの数少ない私の趣味だ。せっかくの戦場、君らも見物していくといい。
Only if you buy the popcorn. Maybe.
どうするね。
ああ、いいぜ別に。
Oh, okay. Me and Shiro are on the same... Or, okay, we're on the same wavelength here. Shiro made a split-second decision. He had no idea what the Obsidian Man had been thinking, but it didn't sound like a particularly bad invitation. He might get a chance to kill him while he was distracted by the battle. Not to mention...
君の基地感が消えればよいと私は思うよ。
Mercurius stood up, motioning for the two to follow. Shiro had no idea how the man could have known about his condition or what he had been planning to do, but he figured following him might hold the key to breaking through this standstill, or better yet, lead to a complete turnabout.
行くぞ、バカスミ。
Again, only if you buy the popcorn! Three battles leapt vividly into Kasumi's mind as she was pulled forward by Shiro. Kay challenging Reinhard. Eleanor facing Beatrice. And Ren clashing against Machina. Was she truly the only useless one here?
嫌だ。
She couldn't stand the idea. She too could. And you guys are gonna hate me, but that's where I'm ending it! Oh, you asshole! Damn it. You know what? Thank you. Okay. To the person, it's been a very long time. I think it was Setsuna. To the person who recommended me this novel. Thank you. This has been absolute. I mean, I'm still going. I'm still obviously going. But dear God, this has been so goddamn bombastic. I love it. And I don't hate it. I say it as a figure of speech. Okay, oh boy. We got 3 battles going on. One... I'm sorry, a weakened Decay versus a slightly not as... like, a not full power Reinhardt is still... It's still like pitting a level 50 against a level 9,999. Not to mention the level 2 versus the level 5,000 Machina. Oh no wait, 7,500 Machina. And if I had to come up with a comparison for Beatrice versus Eleanor, I think that one, I'm gonna give Beatrice a bit of a head start here. I will say that she's level 5,000 versus Eleanor, who's level... Okay, since Machina technically is 7,500 and his fist can actually destroy things regardless, I will place her, unfortunately, a little bit lower in level, so I'll make her 7,000. At least that's what I think. Okay, that's kind of being rude to Sakurai. I will at least make her at least level 1,000 or 2,000. She deserves that, at least. On the other hand, though, I just realized that my legs are shaking. I'm not sure if that's from the novel or I might be having a heart attack, but who knows. All of it's thanks to DS Irae, my god. So thank you all so much for watching. We're gonna get into some really crazy shit, I'm assuming. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Holy fuck. Hello there everybody, Sabato92 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that Nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.